Today, I want to talk to you about how to become more creative in the work you do. Hey, it's James Taylor here, keynote speaker on creativity, innovation, and artificial intelligence, and the founder of Super Creativity U. Now, there's 4 stages that we see in development of skills, of expertise. And regardless of the type of work that you do, the type of creative work you do, maybe you're in marketing, maybe you're in design, maybe you're an architect, maybe you're a musician, maybe you're building a startup, you're an entrepreneur, you go through these 4 different stages to achieve real expertise and mastery at what you do. And I want to take you through each of these just now. And as I take you through these 4 stages, I want you to reflect and maybe ask yourself, where am I on this stage? At what point are you on this journey? And maybe what do you need to do in order to go to that next stage in this 4-stage process? So the first stage that we often see is what we called unconscious incompetence. This is the stage, if you learn anything new, a job, a profession, a skill, a craft, where you don't even know that you're doing it badly. You don't even know that you're not very good at it. And there's also a joy to this as well. There's a beginner's mind, as they say in Buddhism, where you just kind of go into it and you just go for it and you try different things. It's the guitar player who's learning guitar for the first time, just picks up the guitar, starts playing strumming some notes and think, oh, I can make a few chords and I can create a song here. And at this point, they're probably not even aware of how far they have to go to really develop mastery because they can get a basic sound on it. Or someone, let's say, is doing online marketing for the first time. They run their first ever online ad campaign. You go, oh, it wasn't that difficult. I was able to do that. But there's a real difference between there and when you get to the real experts. And that's why I want to take you through these stages. So this first stage is unconscious incompetence, where you don't even know yet quite how bad you are or how lacking of skill you are in this particular thing. And it's fine. This is where we all start from. The next stage is to conscious incompetence. This is the stage where you realize how little you really know, how far you have to travel on this journey. Now, at this stage, some people will just get there and they'll go, I'm not willing to put in the work to kind of get there. I realize I can see where I am. I can see the quality of what I'm putting out. I can see where maybe people that I admire, the kind of what they're doing. And it's so far, that journey, I'm just going to give up. But for those that do decide to continue, it's about embracing that knowledge, of being quite conscious of how far your work is and being fine, realizing that this is a journey that you're going on. And every single creative person goes through this same stage as well. Now, the third stage is conscious competence. This is the stage where you can actually do it now. You've really developed enough skill to be able to make this thing happen, to be able to move the needle, to be able to create that campaign, to be able to produce that product, produce that service. So you have enough knowledge now to create something of value, and it's good. And it's pretty good, but it still requires you to be very, very, have huge levels of concentration in order to be able to just do it. So you can do the work, but it just requires a huge amount of effort on your part still. It sometimes doesn't even feel particularly natural. You're feeling, maybe sometimes you're having to force certain things, you're having to try certain things. It can be a little bit frustrating, but once again, you're still growing. And you're now at this third stage of mastery. And then the fourth and final stage is unconscious competence. Unconscious competence is where you have such mastery and such skill, such expertise in what you do, it feels effortless. You're not even thinking about it. It's like if you've ever spent time with any great musicians and you ask them, what were you thinking when you were up there on stage and playing that incredible piece? And they'll say something like, well, I wasn't really thinking. I was just doing it. I was just creating. And I think that's the jump. When you go from that third stage where you are having to really think about things and give it a lot of mental firepower, to that fourth stage where it becomes such an integral part of your identity and who you are, and you've developed the muscle memory, whatever that thing is, to be able to create it, and it looks effortless. And it's funny, in the media at times, those people that have achieved that higher level, they can sometimes get looked down upon because it looks like they're not really doing anything. There's like no work going on. They just kind of, things just happen. Some people call them lucky. These things just happen. And sometimes it's easier for us to look at people who are a little bit earlier in the journey because we can see the pain. We can more quickly identify with that pain and that challenge of having to learn any new skill or any new discipline. But if you look at the real top in whatever they are, you will see this effortless mastery. And I think we then go back in a circle again. Because in that effortless mastery and being able to do things, there's that beginner's mind again. There's a freshness of feeling because it feels very natural. It doesn't feel forced, like the very early stage of unconscious incompetence. So these are the 4 stages. Think about them in what you're doing just now, in the creative work you're doing. Maybe you also think maybe you're learning a new skill recently for the first time. Chances are you're going to be at that very first stage, and that's fine. Maybe you're more skilled. Maybe you've got many decades of experience in the job that you do. Maybe you're a little bit further up. Maybe you're right at the top there, a level of mastery. But I think when we understand this idea of these 4 stages to becoming really creative, really great in your creative work, then it allows us to relax a little bit more and to recognize this as all part of the journey. My name is James Taylor. Thanks for watching.